Now, I don't care how much money you're paying me. I don't want the job of finding this man that murdered this CEO. The man looked like a professional murderer. And he looked like he's been doing this for a long time. He looked like he can find you from underneath the bed and just one shot, you're gone. There's no way. This man is a professional. The way he just walked up and said, look, and it looks like it was an inside job, because this man's job, the CEO's job, has already been given to somebody else. It's an inside job, and this man probably knew a whole lot, and he probably angered a lot of people, and that is the reason why they sent this man after him, and they hired somebody who is a professional, who they know is not going to miss. Okay, so y'all can get somebody else to do this job. Get somebody else to do it. Not them asking the people if they can, you know, find this man who, sir, I cannot see. I'm Ray Charles, can't even see.
I'm sorry. Prior authorization is required for thoughts and prayers. Unfortunately, thoughts and prayers will not be covered by our policy in this state. I submitted my claim for condolences, but sadly, it got denied.
They're now offering $50,000 to snitch on the guy who pew-pewed that CEO. Can I ask you a question? Would you take $50,000 to be everybody's next target? Because that's what you're setting yourself up for. You would need to offer a truly life-changing amount of money for people to start talking over this case. And how much is life-changing at this point? $100,000? $200,000? $500,000? No, I grew up in Sydney. The average home price in Sydney is now $1.6 million.
Hey folks, glad you appreciate what I did. Let me know who should be next.
The fact that that United Healthcare CEO job is already listed on LinkedIn definitely lets y'all know. Take care of yourself first. That job is not going to care about you. That job doesn't, you could quote today. That job is going to post your job tomorrow, trying to fill it. Because, like, y'all ain't did no memoriam for this man. Y'all ain't, you know, so y'all gave some people a couple of days of bereavement. But y'all haven't even really dedicated anything to him. This man body ain't even really got autopsied good yet. And y'all already got his job listed on LinkedIn. Nasty work.
It has been less than 48 hours since the CEO of United Health has been unalive, and they already posted his job on Indeed. So what makes you think your job is secure? Don't trust none of these companies.
Hey folks, glad you appreciate what I did. Let me know who should be next.
We now know the meaning behind the words on the shell casings left at the scene of the deadly shooting of the United Healthcare CEO. Deny, defend and depose were engraved on the bullets. And it's been reported that these words are a reference to a book that criticises insurance companies in the US. It's called Delay, Deny, Defend: Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It. Now, Brian Thompson was the boss of the largest health insurer in the US, and the NYPD know he was specifically targeted, but at this point they don't know why. There are a ton of theories flying around about this case, but their manhunt to find the suspect continues.
They found a person of interest in what happened to the United Healthcare CEO in New York just a couple of days ago, and boy, I can already see it coming. This is about to be a Menendez brothers level type of fangirling, because what I've noticed is that people from all ages, all backgrounds, and all political affiliations are treating him like a modern day Robin Hood. This was like a unifying moment for the American people. And I'm noticing that people are feeling a sense of justice being served by this modern day Robin Hood. I'm already seeing people giving him an alibi in the comments, obviously in a joking way, but it's just to show you how much people are supporting him. I'm seeing comments saying that they were with him the entire day that day and that couldn't have been him. I'm seeing comments like saying that he's their grandma and he was baking cookies that day. This was a unifying moment to the American people. And frankly, I think this whole situation is sending a really deep and powerful message to the 1%.
Honestly, I'm so mad somebody snitched. I am so mad. I thought we all collectively agreed that we could not see because our eye exams were denied. Let me take my glasses off.
The United Healthcare CEO murderer have been identified and captured.
But now the world is basically obsessed with him. It's giving very much the Menendez brothers. It's giving very much Jeffrey Dahmer. What is going on? Let's talk about.
Why would a person, knowing that they are being hunted by multiple law enforcement agencies across the country, use the same fake ID used in New York, carry the weapon still on you, along with a manifesto describing your actions and implying there were additional targets? 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was taken into custody in Pennsylvania today in relation to the pew-pewing of the United Healthcare CEO. And that's exactly what was on his person when he was taken into custody. The same fake ID, the weapon, and a manifesto. Now, something to me just doesn't seem quite right. And we've all noticed that the police and the media have been putting out pictures of different individuals. They don't look alike. They're not even wearing the same clothing. Similar, but not the same. Now, if this is indeed the perpetrator, I'm very glad that the police have caught them, but just something seems a little bit too convenient.
Healthcare suspect reading. This is his Goodreads list. The first thing that I noticed in this list is that I don't see the book Delay, Deny, and Defend. This was the book that everyone had speculated that the suspect had read. There is a wide range of fiction and nonfiction books in the list, but I do notice several books that are focused on healthcare, specifically on pain and back pain. He has 2 books that he read back to back. Back Mechanic by Stuart McGill, and Crooked, Outwitting the Back Pain Industry. And there are at least 3 books about back pain. But in his to-read bookshelf, he has many more healthcare-related books. This bookshelf is the book, Do You Really Need Spine Surgery? Taking Control with a Surgeon's Advice. On this bookshelf are these 3 books that are related to health and wellness. Metabolic, which is about processed food. This book, Why We Get Sick, it says it's about the hidden epidemic at the root of most chronic illnesses. And then this final book called Nature Cure, A Doctor's Guide to the Science of Natural Medicine. And these are the 3 books in his currently reading bookshelf. He was also reading philosophy books, this ominous book called Our Final Hour, A Scientist's Warning, and then Aesop's Fable. There are a lot of different books on his library list, and it leads to a lot of speculation of which of these books influenced his decision-making and worldview. Let me know if you've read any.
That missed the first video. It is just a 60-second countdown video saying, if you're seeing this, I'm already in jail. And then at the end, he says, soon, on December 11th.
Like, okay, give me, like, this guy shot and killed a man, a CEO in cold blood in Manhattan, and is ripped. Like, what the fuck?
Well set. Congratulations. Thank you. Headmaster Smythe, Mr. Hubeck, members of the Board of Trustees, family, friends, faculty, and fellow students, good afternoon. Thank you all for being here to celebrate Gilman's 116th Founders Day. I'm honored to be speaking to you all today on behalf of the Gilman class of 2016. When I started writing the speech, I talked with several students and teachers and asked how they would describe the class of 2016. Many of the students characterized our class as inventive, in both imagination and initiative. At the same time, several teachers reminded me of our class's commitment to Gilman and its traditions. I came to realize that both views are correct. The class of 2016 is truly defined by its inventive, pioneering mentality that accompanies a strong commitment to Gilman tradition. Throughout its time here at Gilman, the class of 2016 has been coming up with new ideas and challenging the world around it. Our selling of Chick-fil-A during lunch, arguably the staple of our class, provides a great example. In our sophomore year, when brainstorming ways to fundraise, we didn't just settle for the usual methods of selling spirit shirts and Christmas trees. In addition to this, we did what seemed impossible given the tight schedule of the school day and began shuttling dozens of Chick-fil-A sandwiches to Gilman between assembly and lunch. Soon, we were selling over 100 Chick-fil-A sandwiches each day, in what became likely one of the most successful class fundraisers in Gilman's history. But our ability to come up with new ideas didn't start then. I've noticed it as long as I've been here, even in my very first year as a 6th grader. If any of you have ever been on Gilman's campus before school starts, you would have noticed that every morning, rain or shine, the turf is filled with middle school students playing soccer, football, and frisbee. That tradition was actually started by the class of 2016. As many of you know, Gilman Middle School offers not 1, but 2 recesses per day. But for the class of 2016, that wasn't enough. So, as 6th graders, rather than sitting in the hallways waiting for school to begin, we decided we'd give ourselves an extra morning recess before the morning even started. And now, 7 years later, that morning recess remains as a regular part of every school day. Of course, this isn't anything revolutionary, but it shows that even early on, the class of 2016 was challenging the world around it. Having great ideas, however, isn't enough to innovate. The class of 2016's inventiveness also stems from its incredible courage to explore the unknown and try new things. Just look at a few highlights from our senior year. This April, 5 seniors performed in Gilman's spring musical, The Addams Family, all of whom had no prior musical experience. 3 seniors, Jeremy Booth, Gus Meny, and Jake Goodwin, lended lead roles, while Tommy Morey and Chris Wolf helped put on the show that I doubt any of us will forget. How about this winter, when Kevin Wang delivered a senior speech? As Kevin moved to America and joined our class in 9th grade, English isn't his first language. But that didn't stop him from delivering a both hilarious and thought-provoking speech about his transition to the United States. How about Ray Saunders leading Gilman's first-year cybersecurity team? Even competing against hundreds of veteran teams, the Gilman squad managed to advance to the state and then regional championships. All of these endeavors took a huge amount of courage. They demonstrate that the class of 2016 truly has the fearlessness to explore new things and the obvious ability to excel. But as inventive as the class of 2016 is, our class was able to explore the new while also preserving the old. Just look back at the most significant and magical night of our senior year, the 100th annual Gilman-McDonough football game. After hundreds of hours of preparation, our seniors led the Gilman team to victory. Competing in the second oldest football rivalry in the state of Maryland, however, they represented not just this year's team, but Gilman as an institution and all the alumni that preceded them. So the class of 2016 not only explored new frontiers, but also maintained Gilman's most important traditions. I think this combination of preservation and exploration is what Gilman is all about. Gilman maintains its classic core values by cultivating mind, body, and spirit in its students, but also champions an environment of acceptance and diversity, while excelling in its technological endeavors. This fusion is such a strong part of Gilman, it's even evident in its physical geography. Just look to the construction outside Gilman, or outside. Gilman is actively rebuilding itself, but its brand new fields sit next to classic buildings like Cary Hall. Further, these new constructions, for example, Sotier Stadium, bear with them Gilman's rich history in their names. So it's no surprise that the class of 2016 picked up this ability to explore both new and old. And it's no surprise they were able to achieve all they did this year, these last few years as well. But it wasn't just Gilman as an institution that shaped our experience here. The people in our lives, especially our parents and teachers, had such huge roles as well. The parents here today, first off, sending us to Gilman was far from a small financial investment. I'd like to personally thank each of you for sending your sons here, as I can't imagine the class of 2016 without any one of these men on stage. Further, thank you for all the time and love you've put into our lives. You've instilled values in us, fed and clothed us, and simply been there for us every step of the way. I'd also like to thank every Gilman teacher and faculty member here today throughout all 3 divisions of the school. While the events and accomplishments I've mentioned in the speech were meant to highlight the imagination and courage of the class of 2016, these occurrences also drew heavily from your efforts. Our imagination draws from your inspiration, and our courage largely depends on your encouragement in the classroom, on the fields, and on the stage. So parents and faculty, thank you for all you have done for us. Today is as much an achievement for you as it is for us. As I conclude my speech, I have to remember that a valedictory, by definition, is a farewell. We seniors have been hiding from it all year, and I've even been avoiding it in my speech. But now it's time to face the truth. Our time as Gilman students has come to an end. It seems like just yesterday that we were freshmen, having tie wars and playing computer games in CT20, but now we're moving on. Just like we've done these past few years, we'll be exploring the unknown, whether that be attending colleges across the country, traveling the world during gap years, or fulfilling military service in foreign countries. As we embrace the new, however, we won't forget the old. Our friendships, values, and memories from Gilman will always stay with us. So, to the class of 2016, a kind of class that only comes around once every 50 years. It's been an incredible journey, and I simply can't imagine the last few years with any other group of guys. Thank you.
Great job. Very well.